So 600 BC, around that time, Thales of Miletus, that is the name, Miletus, he observed the phenomena that a natural iron ore was able to attract small pieces of iron, nickel, cobalt, and the phenomena of this attraction of this iron ore, natural iron ore, between iron, nickel, cobalt pieces was termed as magnetism. Why it was termed as magnetism? Because this ore that he found, which was able to attract small pieces of iron, was found in a district called Magnesia. So Magnesia is the name of the district which is located in Asia Minor in Greece. So from there this name Magnesia. So because the ore is found in Magnesia, and the ore was also called magnetite. So the name of this ore was given as magnetite, and this magnetite was attracting small pieces of iron, nickel, and cobalt, and therefore the phenomena was termed as magnetism. So that is a brief history of magnetism and magnets. Now this magnetite had a formula. This iron ore has formula Fe3O4, and this is called a natural magnet because this is naturally found. They are found in nature, so it is also termed as natural magnet. Now the Chinese discovered that this natural magnet, when suspended freely, always comes to rest in a particular direction, that is north-south. So if it is given a certain shape and it is suspended freely with the help of a cotton thread, unspun thread, it always comes to rest in a particular north-south direction. You disturb it a little and it will come back to the same direction, and then it will stop and stay stationary in that particular direction. So that means this particular ore of iron has directive property. So it had attractive property when it was attracting pieces of iron, and it has directive property also. That means it can be used to see the north and south, geographic north and south of the earth, to locate the geographic north and south of earth. So this property, this directive property, was used by navigators who were always on sea to find the direction. So to find the direction on sea, this particular property of natural magnets was used. Okay, so that is how they were able to go from one place to the other. Now because of this directive property, because this property was leading them to a certain direction, to their direction of their choice, this particular magnet, natural magnet, was also called leading stone. Okay, it was also called leading stone. Okay, so now this natural magnet does not have any particular shape. So, and also its attractive property is quite weak. So they are the iron iron nickel pieces are very weakly attracted to this particular ore of iron Fe3O4. So therefore, natural magnets are generally weak magnets. And if an iron piece is rubbed against this natural magnet, then this iron piece also acquires the properties of magnetism. So if it is iron piece or nickel piece or cobalt piece is rubbed against this natural magnet, then these also acquire similar property, and the magnets so formed are called artificial magnets. So these are the artificial magnets which are made artificially by men and which does not come from nature, are called artificial magnets. So this is a brief about magnets and magnetism. Now we'll discuss what is a bar magnet. That is a mostly used magnet that we commonly come into so the bar magnet. So we generally deal with bar magnets in generally. So basically it is an artificial magnet. So it has a certain shape and shape of a bar like this. So basically rectangular in shape. You can imagine it like this. So something like this. So it is a shape of a bar, and if we place this bar magnet below, I'm going to make it here only, a sheet, glass sheet, and sprinkle some iron filings. So these iron filings, they arrange themselves in a certain shape. So they will, from the top, if you look, they will look like this. So this is the sheet, and the bar magnet placed under the sheet, and the iron filings, they arrange themselves like this. So they arrange themselves like this, and you will find that the iron filings, the density of iron filings around these ends is more, and these ends are called poles of the magnet. So one pole and this is second pole. So these two ends are called poles of the magnet, and the attraction is maximum at these two ends. So these are called poles. So it's some basics about magnetism. So one is our Earth behaves like a magnet. So the Earth behaves like a magnet, as if a bar magnet is embedded through the center of the Earth, and एक बार मैग्नेट है जो अर्थ के सेंटर से पास कर रहा है, उसी में एम्बेडेड है. इस तरह से अर्थ बिहेव करती है. सो such that the one pole of the magnet is directed towards the one direction north and the other one along the south direction. Okay, the magnet, bar magnet, is as if held at the center of the earth, and the north pole of this bar magnet, this imaginary bar magnet, the north pole is towards the geometric south direction. So the north pole of this imaginary bar magnet is towards the geometric south direction, and the south pole of this imaginary magnet is towards geographic, not geometric, sorry, geographic south, and this is geographic north. Okay, so now every magnet attracts small pieces of magnetic substances that we have already discussed, like iron, nickel, cobalt, and so on. And when it is suspended freely, a bar magnet of certain is suspended freely with the help of an unspun thread, then it always comes to rest in the north-south direction. That also we have discussed. Okay. A bar magnet suspended with the help of an unspun thread, cotton thread, always comes to rest in the north-south direction. So this is suppose north and this is south. This is end A, this is end B. Okay, if you just disturb it a little, it'll again come back to the same lines along the north and south direction. Now the north pole, the pole that is directed towards the geographic north direction, geographic north direction is called north pole, and the one pointing towards the geographic north direction is called, or geographic south direction is called south pole. तो जो साउथ डायरेक्शन में पॉइंट करता है पोल, उसको हम नॉर्थ पोल, साउथ पोल बोलते हैं, और जो हम नॉर्थ डायरेक्शन में पॉइंट करता है उसे हम नॉर्थ पोल बोलते हैं. एंड दिस लाइन along north south, the line joining the north south gives the direction north south direction, geographic north south direction. जो भी जिस डायरेक्शन में ये मैग्नेट रेस्ट पे आ जाता है, जब हम उस लाइन को नॉर्थ और साउथ पोल्स को हम कनेक्ट करके लाइन एक्सटेंड करते हैं, तो हमें क्या देता है, वो नॉर्थ साउथ डायरेक्शन बताता है. The line that is passing through the north south poles of a magnet, say x dash, is called axial line. Axial line of the magnet, and a line that is passing perpendicularly through the center of the magnet is called equatorial line. Of the magnet. Okay, and a plane which is passing through the north-south line, a plane that is passing through the north-south poles of the magnet is called, say, PQRS, magnetic meridian. So a plane passing through the north-south line, the line joining the north and south of a magnet, is called magnetic meridian. And there are always two poles of a magnet. So if you break a magnet into two pieces, the two new poles develop. So a magnet cannot have a single pole. If this is north and this is south, you break it, then what will happen? then this will say break into two pieces. This will become a south pole, this will become a north pole. So you can keep on breaking up to the molecular level, atomic level. You will find that there are always two poles of a magnet, and a monopole magnet does not exist. Okay, and the distance between north-south poles. Now these north-south poles are located slightly inward from the edge of the magnet. If this is the edge, geometric edge of the magnet, the north pole will be located slightly inside, such that the geometric length of the, so this, the distance between north and south poles actual is called magnetic length. And the two edges, that is AB, the distance between A and B, that is two edges, is called the geometric length. So geometric length is always more than the magnetic length, and magnetic length is 6 by 7 times the geometric length. So magnetic length is slightly lower than the slightly less than the geometric length. So here geometric length is AB, that is the total length of the magnet, and north-south, the length distance between the north and south poles of the magnet is called magnetic length. The magnetic length is always less than the geometric length. Okay, so these are some of the facts some of you already know. And so once again, magnetic meridian is the plane that is passing through the north-south line of a freely suspended magnet. If we suspend a magnet freely, then the north-south line through which a plane that is passing is called the magnetic meridian. Okay. And other properties of magnets is like poles repel each other, unlike poles attract each other. So that you can verify with the help of simple experiment. Suspend a magnet freely and bring close to it one pole of another magnet, and if the two poles are similar, there will be a repulsion. If the two poles are dissimilar, there will be attraction. So that you know from class 10 also.